Hi, folks. Trying to shift to another window. There, I just forced it. How are you? Little Zoom lady just said recording in progress. So I smiles and chuckles. This experiment is 39. I'm stunned they've gone on this far. Anyway, this one, oh, I'm sorry. The first word. And I mentioned in previous experiments that I would share with people some exercises I do when I can't get myself going, when I can't get the creative juices flowing. The truth of the matter is, for me, where I am now in my writing career, I don't really experience creative juices not flowing. They may flow in directions I've never considered. They may flow in ways which are startling to me. Good. If you can surprise yourself with your own writing, with your own creativity, that's actually an excellent sign, because that means what you're producing is coming up right out of the non-conscious. It is stuff that's been back there churning away for God knows how long, or if not God, choose your deity. I'm totally agnostic on this. Probably more apathetic. However, didn't say the A word. Give yourself exercises. The exercise that I used to give myself, and occasionally will do in classes and trainings and stuff when I work with people, is to just write what I'm experiencing immediately. Sometimes, if I'm stuck for a metaphor in what I'm working on at the present point, I will look about, and with what I'm working on in mind, what am I seeing out my back window here, which looks out into a woodland, which is significant. We have woodland creatures always coming through. That's why woods and woodlands and gardens appear so many times in my work. So I will, what is going on right now that I can write about? So I'm going to share, for an example, to get myself going. This was written quite a while ago, but to get myself going, I went outside and I'm walking through our woods, and I just cataloged what was there. I did no editing. I did no, embellishing. It was just boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Cool night air. The musk of woods swirling about our feet like hungry raccoons pecking at our toes. Bright autumn moonlight leading Orion through the sky away from dawn. Wolves howl, owls hoot, loons call. The gentle touch of my lover's hand in mine. Very simple. Very, very simple. Tremendous amount of sensory detail. One of the things I learned early on was, if you can get all five senses into a passage, go for it. 3 is great. 2, 1. So here we have cool night air, musk of woods swirling about our feet, hungry raccoons pecking at our toes. A lot of kinesthetic information there, musk of woods. So we have olfactory information, bright autumn moonlight leading Orion through the sky away from dawn, visual information. Wolves howl, owls hoot, loons call, auditory. The gentle touch of my lover's hand in mine. Notice what I've done totally unintentionally. I started with cool night air. That's a physical sensation. That's something you feel on your skin. The gentle touch of my lover's hand in mine. I return to it. Again, Didn't mean to do that. It just happened. And this is an example. When you just let things happen, this is the brain producing, the non-conscious mind coming forward, just letting it happen. I don't know if that's ever going to go anywhere, but it's, in my estimation, that's pretty nice. This next one I'm going to read you started out my my walking in the rain. And as I was walking in the rain, again, that's what I was doing. I was walking in the rain. I flashed back to when I was hiking everywhere, hitchhiking everywhere. And very often, if I was caught in a downpour, I would strip, it was a heavy downpour, I would strip naked and take out a bar of soap and wash. Because I didn't go into towns much. I was going through deep woods, high mountain ranges. And if I had no place to wash, it was in heavy rain, go for it. Or go into a pond if it was fresh water, clear water, lake, river, whatever. So anyway, this all came about from being caught in the rain. I remember Thursday mornings in the rain, standing outside, bar of soap in my hand, staring up at the sky, remembering when there were temperature controls for water. Or soap was soft and soothing. It glid over your skin. That was also in the past tense of verbs changed to make more sense. There we'd be, the whole family, enjoying the gift of warm, soothing rain or cool, quenching rain, flashing our pseudopods high in the air over our heads, always careful to thin ourselves and face the sun sideways so its rays would slide past us, over us, without finding purchase on our skin. It's how we got this way originally. Papa says we walked on legs. Imagine that, legs! Nothing walks on legs. None of the furries, none of the feathies, none of the swimmies or scalies or slitheries. Legs! Papa says we had something called bilateral symmetry too. Jimmy said bilateral symmetry meant our left side and our right side mirrored each other. Everybody laughed at that. Even teachers said, "What are left side and right side, James? And what is mirror?" Jimmy jellified right there. He gathered himself and went down the grade. We haven't seen him since. What happened there was I started out with the rain, walking in the rain. With all respect to Neil Sedaka's, "Ooh, I hear laughter in the rain." Can't sing, can I? Walking hand in hand with the one I love. How I love a rainy day. Sorry, folks. So I started out walking, and that flashed a memory of bathing in a heavy downpour, even a moderate downpour. Sometimes I needed it. And that just kind of began going. And staring up at the sky when there were temperature controls for water? Really? What? Or soap was soft and soothing. It glid. That was intentional, over your skin. That was also in the past tense of verbs changed to make more sense. So even though this was just spur of the moment, just putting stuff down, there was obviously a part of me which was glid. No, it's what it's supposed to be. Go with it. Put it in. The whole family, you know, and then I just kept on letting it go. What happens next? What happens next? And I believe that's an exercise that I talked about in a prior experiment in writing about writing what happens next. Just here I was, free form, free writing. What happens next? What happens next? What happens next? Let me share with you an expansion of the Cool Night Air. This is about a page long. My goal here was to write something, again, with a lot of sensory detail. Let me know if I succeeded. And I knew going in, this was going to be entitled How Constellations Are Made. You'll notice, and when I read this to you, there's a shift in the physiology of the main character. That's because this was a spur of the moment thing. This was an exercise, not something I was, writing to craft for some market. Cool air raises the hairs on my arms, back, and legs. The air steams, rises, fogs, and sunlight diffuses to the point my eyes ache from the brightness. Cool air enters my chest, fills my lungs, grows hot, and I exhale, making more steam. Drop down, go lower. You'll see better. Fall forward until my forelegs touch the ground. I don't like walking this way. My forelegs are made for holding, crushing, not moving me through snow-capped lands. But lower, I can see the horizon, a cloudless line of blue, jagged, skirting distant mountaintops. Roasted meat, that smell, and laughter. Food, the old hunger rises in me. Crackling of the fire, a light, the fog lifts. It is night. No horses whinny, no pack animals grumble. I stand, prepare to crash into the camp, risk the flames, tear the haunch from the spit, run into the night with its juices greasing my flues. Excuse me. A man, one of several, sees me, rises, but does not lift his weapon, his arrows, his knife, only stands. A hunter, this one, the smell of the kill fresh on him, a brother to me. He looks at the fire, at the turning meat roasting there, listens to the popping of fat as it drips into the flames. He takes his knife, cuts off a piece, kneels, reaches forward. Come, take it. Another holds his hand back. That's not enough. There will be, his people and ours together can make many hunts. The other pulls his hand back. The first reaches forward, drops his take a paw's length from me. I bare my fangs, growl. No, none of that. I offer as a friend. You can take as a friend or not at all. Others raise their bows. No, put those down. Not here, not now. I take. He speaks quietly to me. Others watch. I lick my lips, watch the fire. He spreads his roll, pats it. Here, beside me, forever. I lay, rest, wary, listening. Let him know when danger nears. He shares his bed, his food. I walk beside him, a friend in the night. This, as I say, grew out of that cool night air 4-line thing that I wrote. And again, it was my attempt to put in as much sensory detail in as short a piece as possible and still have it work as some kind of story. I would not submit this as it is. It needs work. But it's all my non-conscious. It was an exercise in sensory detail. I personally like it, but well, actually, the truth is, I've written some stuff that really sucks. This one I like. So here's what I offer. Here's what I suggest. Sit down, no editing, no belittling yourself, no saying, I can't do this, so it's too tough. Oh, it's no good. Fine, if it's no good, do better the next time. Or as Margaret Adler, I believe that's her name, said, fail better. I love that. Margaret Atwood said, fail better. Give yourself permission to ramble, to blah, to just pluck on the page. Because until you're ready, willing to fail, you're never going to be able to succeed, really succeed. Steve Tyler, the lead singer of Aerosmith, said that Aerosmith used to get together and intentionally produce crap just to get it out of their system, just to experiment. As exercises, where is this chord going to go? Where is this going to go? Where is this going to go? Can I sing this way? What's this going to sound like? And because they were willing to fail, and that's what Steve Tyler said, being willing to fail gave them the freedom to create what they created. Susan's calling. I got to go. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.